He has a doctorate of clinical psychology, founder of the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. Let's welcome Dr. Umar.
Dr. Umar Johnson.
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 Black men get the white women that other white men genuinely do not want. You don't get the top of the line white women. You don't. You get leftovers. Look at most of our celebrities. They did not marry women who came from the richest white families. Black money and white money don't behave the same. New black money will jump on any poor white girl and make her a billionaire, Tiger Woods. No interracial relationship is acceptable because we have too many black women who are unmarried. Black women are the largest population on the planet Earth. If you can't find one in America, get it from Africa. If you can't get it from Africa, go to the Caribbean, go to Canada, go to Europe. Why would a black man need to copulate, build a family with anything other than a black woman when you have so many black women available? It is an exercise in self-hatred. There's no way to get around it. It's easy to judge people when you're comfortable, which is why I tell black educated folk, because they can be very bourgeoisie.
Absolutely.
I can't stand those bourgeoisies who grew up in the ghetto, got their masters and doctorate. Now you acting like you forgot what it was like to be in the hood.
If you have a question, when we're done with the questions, if you would like to take a photo when we're done, we're going to do 2 lines up here, 1 male, 1 female. Have your cameras out and we'll get through the pictures quickly. If you want to get a copy of my book, we have them over here. They're $50. You can pay credit card, Cash App, Apple Pay, PayPal, or Zelle. Okay? If you have a question, raise your hand. Please do not forget your number. My brother, you are number 1.
Hold, before we do that, I want to give Brother Orlando the first question.
Yes, sir.
Because
Yes,
he's all about the construction trades. He fights that battle and that mission, so he gets the first one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
Dr. Umar, I'm construction trades director for the Men of Purpose organization.
Powerful.
Next week, this coming Saturday at the Frederick Douglass Community Association, we'll be giving 100 toolboxes to young men that show up.
Wow.
So, in one of your TikTok videos, you spoke heavily on black kids, black parents stop sending your kids to college. I kind of want you to speak to the people here at Kalamazoo today and let them know the importance of not just toolbox talk, but we're trying to create a couple times a month. We get young men in the room, young black men in the room, and we're going to introduce them to 17 different trades this coming Saturday. And we're going to follow up with continuous trades programs and apprenticeship opportunities and things of that nature. We need support from the community. Most of it, we just need the people showing up and bringing the young kids out, the young men out. So I don't have a question. I just want you to speak to that and let them know how important this is for both of us.
Absolutely. Question for you, good brother, because they may have some young men who need to be there. Is there an address they can get, a time and a location, or do you want to give them a number to reach out?
I can give them all. So this is next Saturday at the Douglass Community Association. We'll be doing toolbox talk. We're looking to give 100 toolboxes away to all young men that show up. We got a couple collaborations, Blocks Club, I see the brothers here, Fatherhood Network, we all in the building. We're looking to collaborate and give these young men toolboxes full of tools. So no matter what age, I don't care if they 2 or 3, we're gonna get them the Bob the Builder toolbox. But if they're 24 years old, we wanna give them a toolbox. I don't care who it is. Our goal is to hand out toolboxes, well equipped with tools, but also introduce them to the pre-apprenticeship training program that's available. And they're paying you to go through this 9-week training. And after that, we're able to send you right to a job working in the trade. So it's really important to me. I retired from the trade, so we're just trying to pass that tool along. We know we're underserved on every job site and that we see going on in Kalamazoo right now. We need to change that, and we can't do that unless y'all get involved.
Wow. Give that brother a hand. That's powerful, right? That's powerful. All the places I've been, I've never heard of a program where they give the young brothers a toolbox. I've never heard that before. So y'all need to make sure y'all get involved in that. And to give you an idea of how important getting your son in the trades is, as y'all know, we renovating the school in Delaware. I had an HVAC estimate that was $350,000 for 2 weeks of work. I had an electrical estimate that was $200,000 for 3 weeks of work. I want y'all to understand that these tradespeople, these carpenters, these plumbers, these electricians, these auto mechanics, even the welders and the painters, they are making more in a month than doctors, lawyers, and surgeons are making in a year. And you only need 2 years of education, maybe 3, to get it. Please start taking your sons and your daughter to visit some of these trade schools that Michigan has across the state, because these white boys are making use of it. So when we look at the new construction programs being built in Kalamazoo, the new hotels, the new hospital, the new government building, these are taxpayer-funded sites, and no black people working on them. You see Mexicans, you see Arabs, you even see Chinese taking over the trades now. No skilled labor from black folks. We gotta give our sons and daughters a trade. 2-3 years out of high school, they can go to college later. The best thing you can do as a parent is give your child a trade. The skill that pay the bills. Remember, Jesus Christ was a carpenter. Great, brother.
So what I'll be doing, I'll be going around and giving them the mic who have questions, and you can just direct me to who's first or second.
My number 1 brother up there. Who is my number 2? Right here. We got any feminine energy in the building? No ladies with a question? Okay, ladies is chilling tonight. Number 3. Number 4, young blood. And number 5 with the white teeth. You want to stop right there? Go right there.
Dr. Umar, what a pleasure it is to be here.
Appreciate
I'm
you.
really honored. My question is, I feel that I am a pillar in this community. Been here over 40 years.
Wow.
I'm involved with different programs, the Fatherhood Network, Men of Purpose. I just volunteer my time and myself. I am actually implementing a program. It's funny, it's going to be called Raising a New Village. One of my things I want to do is talk to parents and give them initiatives and ways of learning new ways to raise these new children that we have.
Yes, sir.
What would be something that I could catch these parents' interest to get them involved to come into my program?
I think that one of the best things we can do to get the attention of our parents is to provide a support network for parents where they can come and get resources for themselves as well as for their children. Although a parent should respond when you mention child, a lot of parents are so bogged down in their own personal issues that they can't get free enough to come see about their child. We got to keep in mind that at least half of all black mothers are dealing with potentially fatal medical conditions of their own. These single mothers are out here alone and they're struggling. So if we can do a support group for the moms, make sure you have some food there. We only come with food. And a support group for the fathers. And from there, you'll be able to link them in. We also got to help them find jobs. We got to help them find housing. And we got to help them find food. Many of our parents are struggling with the basics. And the other thing we're going to have to start doing as a community, we're going to have to start opening up some homelessness shelters, because black homelessness is going through the roof. I just read an article about Lansing homelessness. They said it's up about 15–20%. This is because of the gentrification, the property taxes, all of that. The rent is going up. Joe Biden's, moratorium on evictions is over. So these Arab landlords and white landlords are putting black mothers out on the street with their children. We gotta get our mothers and our children places to stay. In order to call ourselves men, we gotta start providing for the needs of our community. We gotta get it together. But the support group is the way to start.
Thank you.
No problem. Yes, sir, Bob. He's coming with the mic.
I don't need that. I have for years been writing letters to what I consider the Black Circus, the United Black Caucus.
Congressional Black Caucus?
The Congressional Black Circus.
Yes, sir.
And you said something that sparked my interest. The bill that is still sitting on the desk of this clown. How can we push to make that bill more urgent, to get some levity, get some movement on that bill? The problem we have initially, we said, is that these folks are afraid of Mr. Childs. I have no problem speaking about how I feel. More than likely, that's why I'm by myself a lot. However, the biggest problem we have is that my brothers that I do connect with, you know, when we running hard, how can we get some momentum behind this bill and put pressure on the president to give us the same type of bill that they gave these Asians the first couple days they was in there? And you're the first person I've heard speak about how the Ukrainians are getting subsidies that no one in this bill are getting, will get, or if we go to start raising any hell about it, we get retaliated against. How can we get some momentum behind that?
Great question. I think one of the best things we can do as a people, and I know it's going to be uncomfortable because we love our elders, and a lot of those Congressional Black Council people, they do come from a history of relevant community struggle. They've done some great things. I love Maxine Waters, but Maxine Waters is no longer relevant at this time. You know, there's so many of them down there. I don't know if y'all noticed, the average age of a U.S. congressperson is about 65. We got 70-year-olds in there, a couple of them pushing 80. This is no disrespect to the elders because we don't believe in getting rid of our elders. We use them for wisdom and counsel, but they are not the soldiers. And in order to be on the Congressional Black Caucus, you got to be a soldier. Just ask yourself one question. How much does Joe Biden care about a Congressional Black Caucus when more than half of them are old enough to be in a home? Think about that. Think about that. Most of them are old enough to be my grandparents. How can you be in the most powerful government in the world and be a fighter for black freedom and equality and justice, and you're only a few decades away from becoming an ancestor? And I say that respectfully. What we got to do is we got to transition them out of there. We got to stop voting old people into the Congressional Black Caucus. And I don't want to sound disrespectful because I love those elders, but they have run their course. You cannot tell me that you are still a fighter at 75 looking for another 2-year term. The problem is, in the black community, we have adopted this concept of career politician. The career politician is killing black America. We don't need no damn career politicians. We need people to go in there, do a 4-year stint, maybe an 8-year stint, and get the hell up out of there. They have been there so long that their name is synonymous with that seat. And we got to change that culture that says you can be in office forever, representing us even when you're well beyond the age of being effective. Half of them got to go. And to your point, most of them are funded by forces that are opposed to black progress. They have been paid and bought off. Al Sharpton has done some good things. He's not Congressional Black Caucus, he's National Action Network. But Al Sharpton will never be what we need him to be because he's funded by forces opposed to black equality. The NAACP just struck down the reparations proposal from San Francisco because they are funded. Yes, the NAACP said, don't give black people the $5 million. Instead, use it for community programs. But who founded the NAACP? European Jews. And they fund the NAACP. I know because I started a chapter of the NAACP in college at Millersville University in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, and I saw how the whole board is dominated by European Jews. Urban League, ran by European Jews. I love our black fraternities and sororities. I love my Qs and my Kappas and my Sigmas and my Alphas and my Iotas and my AKAs and my Zetas and my SG Rhos. And Lord knows I love those 5 thicker than Phi Deltas. But the Divine Nine ain't doing nothing for black America. The black church ain't doing nothing for black America. Dr. King, 55 years in 2 weeks. What the hell are we doing? We are stuck in quicksand. And every time we got a problem, we riot or we march. When do we use our money to finance our reality? Do you realize we're the only race that doesn't have lobby groups down in D.C.? We're the only race in Michigan. Y'all don't have no lobbyists in Lansing. Who do we have lobbying the legislatures in Lansing? to change the laws that benefit black people, to put bills on the table that benefit black people. You go to Lansing, you're going to see the Arabs. You go to Lansing, you're going to see the Chinese. You go to Lansing, you're going to see the LGBTs. You go to Lansing, you're going to see the Ukrainians here. You're going to see everybody but us. The biggest weakness of black America is you're comfortable not controlling your reality. Slavery taught you that. And the second biggest weakness of black America, we do not want to use our money to finance our liberation. You know how you control politicians? You pay for their damn campaigns.
That's right.
When is the last time Black Michigan paid for somebody's campaign? You don't, but the Italians do, the Irish do, the Germans do, the Chinese do. You show up and vote and you think you've done something. You've done nothing until you put them in a position to get voted for, and that means financing campaigns. Latinos use their money to finance their political agenda. Arabs use their money to finance their political agenda. European Jews, Anglo-Saxons, East Indians, Native Americans, that's how they got them damn casinos in the first place on the reservation. We're the only people who won't use our money. When the last time you've been to a meeting where black people said, we're going to raise $1 million so we can control the outcomes of the next political election? We're going to raise $1 million so we can build a black clinic in here to take care of our new mothers. Because I don't know if y'all know, black, what do they call it when the infants die? Mortality. Black women in America lead the modern world in infant mortality. And since COVID, your infant mortality rate has went up even higher. They said that there are second and third world nations with lower infant mortality rates than black women in America. So let me ask you a question. Black women have been having babies longer than everybody else. You're the mothers of civilization. How in the hell you've been having babies for 250,000 years until you show up in America and all of a sudden you don't know how to do it right no more? They are killing our babies on the delivery table. I hope to God that some of you black women will go to midwifery school and become doulas and become midwives. We have to go back to doing what we used to do before desegregation, having our babies at home. Having our babies at home. These white people are killing our babies. And now that abortion is almost illegal in nearly half of all the states, they really gonna be killing our babies now because they can't force you to abort them in a lot of states anymore. It is not safe for black women to be having babies in white hospitals. And stop taking that epidural, because that epidural that they put in you to ease the pain of childbirth, it causes heart palpitations in the unborn fetus, and this is why they want to slice you open and give you a C-section. And you know, once they give you one C-section, they want you to have all your kids do C-section. And what they also don't tell you is C-section is considered emergency surgery, so they get more money from your insurance company. The whole damn thing is a hustle. Good question, Bob. Who is my number 3?
Right here.
Over here, brother with the camera.
Thank you. I got it. Oh, okay. Came with change, I'm amazed, take the high road. Made the play bet on my game, I'm a splash code. Can't complain, I make it rain, heavy cash load. See my veins, I get the gains, you a slimy troll.